Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Trekyards. I'm glad you hunted us down. He is Commander Cockings.
And he is the Alpha, Captain Foley.
I was hoping you'd go that way. Yeah, so Picard is out, and, the latest episode, episode 4, we got the Hirogen in there. So it was great to see them back and, get that Voyager connection.
Well, see them in your mind's eye anyway, Stuart, because they're a reference.
Yes. I was just, laying a trap for everybody because, we're out hunting,
Well, don't be so see-through in your traps. Don't be so hollow about it. We need real people to go after.
Oh, yeah.
This is connection, man. But, it's funny because in season 1, the team actually did make a Hirogen full makeup ex-Borg who was in it as a side character, as in literally off to the side. You could see their Hirogen, but that was it. So we had already done that. And then Prodigy, of course, we saw the Hirogen homeworld, and that's it. But that was great. We got a sense of it, right? So it's nice. 3 Hirogen in 4 years. It's good. I'll take it. 3 years. Yeah. What's the context here, Stuart?
Well, Picard is telling some tales to some cadets or some ensigns. I don't know. I think they're probably ensigns. About, well, they asked specifically about this because they want to hear it from the man himself, how he was hunted by an alpha. And how he tells the story of how Worf laid a trap and how you work together better as the crew, and your crew makes up for all your... Anyway, that's what it is. The context is that this happened at some point, probably on the Enterprise E would be my guess. And I don't know if this was told in a novel. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, he says his book, so he does, because they do mention a book at some point.
His biography, yeah.
Yeah, which is funny because obviously there's a real one they wrote, and yeah, I guess it makes sense. But would he make one after he got fired from Starfleet? Well, he resigned from Starfleet.
Yeah,
be a bit bitter, wouldn't he?
The story of his life, though. I mean, yeah, people would be interested in that.
Yeah, but I mean, would he be interested in writing it? Because that's the thing. We've now got a bit of a conflicted schedule here of, season 1 of Picard, which takes place in 2399. He's sad and not very Starfleet centered and kind of angry at them. And this takes place 5 years before this season, so it takes place 3 years before that, and he's having a gentle, happy lunch at the 10 Forward bar, which he also didn't seem to know in season 2, or at least he was very like, what is this? So, bit of retconning going on here, but I'm happy that he was happy 5 years ago from season 3. That means his funk wasn't for 15 years. That's good, I like that, because he was pretty chill. I mean, he's the sort of man that might have said, no, seriously, I'm not interested in talking to you all. He's like, okay, go on then. Let me tell you my haddock's getting cold, right? It's stone cold now. It's a 10-minute story, but he was into it, and that's very classic late stage Picard. So I'm happy that he wasn't in a funk, at least.
So what did you think about hearing about the Hirogen? I know Voyager is one of your favorite series.
Yeah.
You a big fan of the Hirogen?
Yeah, well, I mean, the Hirogen are what the Kazon sort of should have been. If they were the main species race from the first season, better makeup, better costume, better guns, better ships, better vibe, great actors being picked, and they were really engaging sort of race that you could have deepened even further from the sort of we associate Klingons being just on a base, and they also got depth. So you could do the same thing with Hirogen.
Star Trek Predator.
Yeah.
As it were.
Yeah. Yeah. And hiring, 6'5" actors and then putting them in 1 foot heels, so they're like 7'2" each. They're impressive. As I always say, use the canon, and you've got this pantheon of races. Don't need to invent new ones every week. It's like uniforms, right? Which they use the season 1 uniforms, yay. You've got this pantheon. Why invent something that people are going to forget because you haven't given it the depth, versus add to the depth of something else in a meaningful way? And so, the fact that, obviously Janeway's mentioned the link of them knowing each other and being friends, and opens up more questions. We know that Prodigy takes place on the edge of one of the borders. And if that's the Hirogen homeworld, then they would have moved out in both directions, would make sense. So I'm absolutely fine with that. It makes sense. But I would love to see Hirogen in the Alpha Quadrant stories. It'd be quite cool. And Stowe, there's an entire big plot about that happening. So I like feels like they did that. It kind of works for me.
Yeah, there's even the Janeway reference in there. The one cadet asked, Janeway offer any advice or whatever.
Oh yeah, the only one that's dealt with Hirogen in the
exactly.
entire galaxy, in theory. But I have worked out all the dialogue here, Stuart, exactly verbatim. Yes, mentions the book, the Alpha, I love even they question how they get into the quadrant. Because in theory, it's like, we learned them in school. They were in the Delta Quadrant and suddenly you fought them. Huh? I like that. That's nice.
So the alpha had been turned, the hunter had been turned into prey. It happens so often, even in movies like Predator, I was just talking about. I just thought it was a really great reference, and it didn't really make me think, how's that happen until like after? Because it just, the way it kind of flowed together was great, and you got to think, a lot's happened in the intervening years, so that's just an adventure I'd like to see. And I'm sure there's a novel where they go at it or something. I don't know.
Well, now there is.
Well,
someone's penning it right now.
Not a novel. It's like a biography, but yeah.
No, I mean,
think there's actually
someone's now got the idea and started writing it. I mean,
yeah.
Because it's such an odd thing. Because Janeway obviously was back in Nemesis. She was an admiral. She was doing everything great. Voyager gets back during the Dominion War. Insurrections during the Dominion War. You get that bit of time between. There's a few years in between, not a ton though. But obviously, Worf is on DS9, but Worf is currently on the E. So it's one of his many times he's on both assignments at the same time. Because he's not on the E primarily, but he was on the E that time. Although I know it seems like an odd setup, but I was expecting a larger thing that Picard would have done. I love the fact he says, "Well, so what did you do, Admiral Picard?" "Well, Worf did a thing." "So you didn't do anything?" "Well, I ordered it." It both made him feel very humble because he's a team player. You know, this is my group, we did it as a group, but also he had nothing to do with it in the abstract. Because if you look at most missions, he sat there giving orders. He's being suggested a plan, he says do it. He's neither come up with the idea, doing the idea, executing the idea, but he gets credit. Worf and Geordi. So, you know what I mean? Yes, you can be the decision maker, but they're not doing most of the hard work. So how did you solve the problem? Well, Worf did it. But I was the captain. I find it a little bit funny of all things, you know?
All right, guys. Let us know what you thought about the Hirogen reference. And if you know of any Hirogen references in beta canon with Picard and crew, let us know in the comments section down below. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to, leave a like and all that stuff. Notify yourself, click the bell notification icon, and join us for other videos like this.
And there's lots of videos, so right now, just click on one other one, right? Go and do it. But if you like what we do, then we need the support from the fans, either monthly by Patreon, which is join the channel via the Cycle Patreon. It's monthly. Any amount helps towards the show. Or the same thing, but not on Patreon. It's called YouTube, and joining the YouTube. And it's all the same words, Joe, just in different places. YouTube, join button. Click that. Check out the perk levels. Or in our live, because we go live and talk to you guys. And more importantly, you guys talk to us. We love that fan feedback discussion. And you can say something in a super chat that we will read. We always do. And it might generate a whole hour of conversation. It's happened occasionally. And you can be like, I ruined their night by making them tangent. And we're like, yes, it's so exciting. And the other's like, I control those men. See? Stuff like that. Join us on our lives and be part of that community.
That's right. So until next time, he is Commander Calkins.
It's Captain Foley. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.